Hello, hi everyone. In this video I would like to show you how to create an email notification and also an inbound email action. So for doing that, we are going to take an example of the Need IT task that I created recently and is assigned to myself. Here is assigned to me, and what I'm going to do is this record is overdue for a certain amount of days, like even weeks. So whenever you have a record which is overdue for a certain period and you would like to inform someone, for example here it's going to be me, and I would like to send an email which saying, it will be like there will be a template in the email like, hey, this record is assigned to you, can you please take action as soon as possible. So in our example here, I'm going to send an email to my personal account, because if I open my user record and you can see in the email section in this part here, I have my personal Gmail account. So whenever the system is going to send an email, it's going to send an email to my personal account. So that is the first thing. The second thing what we are going to do is to create an inbound email action. So what is it exactly? So when I'm going to receive in my Gmail account the email saying, can you please take action, I'm going to reply and say, okay, I will complete this task today. So I'm going to send the email back to ServiceNow, okay, to one of the email available for ServiceNow, and then ServiceNow will start going to parse this email and then try to find out some information like the record number, all sort of information, and also find out this is a reply. This is not an email coming directly to ServiceNow, but it's a reply for an email which was sent earlier. And what is the action is going to be is going to update the record. So if I open this record, okay, this is not a basic example, so I have done previously the test, so I will complete this test today with Karthik. So this is the email that I have sent previously to ServiceNow, and it updated automatically the activities. So it's going to is going to update whatever the information that you have in your email body directly to the in the work notes. So it will also have my username here. As you can see here, it's updated as Karthik and so on. And it is not the system is able to recognize from the email that we are receiving. So if the email is received, if the sender is this email, for example, and it's going to find out who is the user. Is there any record which is with this particular email in ServiceNow? Yes. So this person has already is an existing user in ServiceNow. So what I'm going to do is to impersonate and also take the information from the email and update it. That's what is doing the inbound email action. It's not only updating the record, is also finding out whenever we receive the email in general, who is the user, is there any record matching, and all sort of different information. So when I'm going to create, you are going to get more information. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to work on this record specifically, I'm going to create a new one. And before even doing that, I would like to explain two other things which is also important, which is the schedule script execution and the event registry. Whenever I'm going to create a notification here in the studio, I'm going to like in the configuration, when I'm creating the notification, I'm going to say this notification should be only run, it should only run, you should only send in notification if a particular event is generated, is fine. How the event is created? The event is created only, in our case, is going to be created by a schedule script. In our case, it's going to be this one, which is already there, available for us. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, so I have the script here, and as you can see, it's called schedule script because this script is run on a frequency, on a certain frequency. For example, we have here daily, weekly, monthly, periodically, and once on demand. So you can choose the period, you can choose the time, and it will run, for example, this one will run every day at 5 o'clock. And what it's going to do is going to find every record which are overdue and also in progress and in open. Once it found out these records, it's going to run for each record, is going to generate an event. This is the line which is saying, hey, can you please generate an event? And the event we are talking about is overdue need IT task. So whenever you have a record created, overdue, in progress, open, this script going to find out them and then generate the event. If the event is generated, this is the event that we are talking about. If this particular event is generated by this schedule script execution, our notification will be sent. Okay, that's three things that we have to understand. So there is this schedule script, there is this event, and also now we are going to create our notification. So I'm gonna look for a notification here, create. So I don't think I would need this thing. So another thing is I'm doing all the exercise available under ServiceNow Application Developer, and the title of the course is notification. Okay, so let's get back here, and then I'm going to give overdue IT. Okay, let's put this in capital. IT task. This is going to be the title of my notification. So here I have to inform which table I'm working on. So it's going to be need IT table, but not need IT task table. So this one. When to send. So this is the important part. Send when event is fired. Okay, and I'm going to choose here. We have different options, but here we are going to choose only event is fired, and then we are going to use the event which is overdue. This one, overdue need IT task. Okay, that's the first part. The first thing that we have to do when we create the event. The notification. Now I'm going to choose to whom I should send the email. So it's going to be the person to whom we assign. So I'm going to create later a record which will be assigned to me. So I'm going to put here this one and unlock it. If you want, you can put an email address if you want, or look for another user if you can send as well to another user. So let's say I'm going to put, for example, another user, Bet, just for testing. So I'm going to put Bet as well to see how it works, and then what it will contain. So the first thing, email template, it should be empty. Here they're asking which subject should have the email. So I'm going to put the same thing, but I'm going to add as well the number of the task. This is how you add the number of the task. Here I'm going to write the email entirely. So there I would like to have my name, and I don't want to write my name here, but it's going to be determined dynamically. So if someone is assigned to someone else, that person will have the name. Okay, sorry, it's not the number. I should look for assigned to. So it's here. So I mean here, so whoever is assigned to will so if it is assigned to Beth, we will have dear Beth. If it is assigned to me, we will have dear Karthik. So like this. Okay, and now I'm going to just write a sentence. Overdue task is assigned to you. Okay, now I'm going to put the number of the task and also the short description. I'm following just the thing that I have doing in the exercise, so these are the things was mentioned in the course. So now I'm going to write as well another text, which is click here to view task record. So if you want to view the record from the email, you can provide a link and the person can click on the link in order to open the record. Okay, So the way you do it, all you need to do is to put the $sign again, and then you have a specific syntax, which is URI underscore ref. Okay, I'm going to put best. Okay, I'm not going to put that, so I'm going to leave it like this because it's going to be sent from ServiceNow. And what else we have to do? So we have mentioned when to send, who will receive, what it will contain. Everything is there, so that's all we need to do. So I'm going to click on submit. So okay, so we have created now our notification, and we can preview. So I'm going to click on preview. So as you can see here, this is the entire template that we have created. So it has automatically the short description we haven't mentioned because we have the syntax there which says what you should put as text, and same goes for the number, same goes for the link. So if I click here, it will open the record directly. Okay, and it's opening this record because we have chosen here, automatically chosen here, this record. We can change it, but I have only one record, so it doesn't make any sense. Here we have the user Beth to whom we selected. It should be, the email should be sent, but it's in red. Why? Because if I go back to my instance here and impersonate, I'm going to choose Beth, and if I look for notification, you can see allow notification is disabled. If I activate that, and if I go back impersonation, sorry, I don't need to do that, but if I go here, I'll probably have to refresh, look for notification. I prefer to have like this, and preview notification. You can see here it's not red anymore. That because notification was disabled. Now I enable so the person can receive the email. However, the email provided for Beth is not a valid email, so it's not going to be sent to her. But I'm gonna just keep it for this exercise. Okay, so this is the first thing that we have to do, is to create the notification. Now what we are going to do is to create the inbound email action. Okay, before even sending the email, creating the task, and I'm going to do some other action in order to send the email. I'm going to create the inbound email action, which is like when I'm going to receive the email, I'm going to reply. The system will find out that is the email, this email got replied, and I'm going to update the record. Okay, that's the inbound email action that I want to do. So I'm going to click here, create application file, look for notification, probably here, and again inbound email action. I'm going to click on create. So this one I don't really need, and the title I'm going to just grab from here. Okay, and as you know, the target table is going to be the task table. Action type is going to be record action. Why? Because we are going to update the record, right? Update need ID task on reply. When to run? It should be run when we get a reply. So how do we know that this is a reply and not a direct email that you're receiving from another email? Okay, so that thing we know only because if you go to here, and then I'm going to type email properly, and you can see here inbound email configuration, identify email as a reply by the subject prefixes. If you have RE, whenever you're sending an email, in the subject you have automatically this prefix. So when we are receiving email, when ServiceNow is receiving the email, is going to parse the email, is going to find out what we have in the subject, and if we find out if there is a RE, this prefix, is going to say this is a reply, so I should categorize it as a reply. That's how you can find out this is a reply. And here we are mentioning if it is a reply, if this condition is true, you are going to run the inbound email action. So that is the thing. And there is also another condition, which is having this specific line. So I'm going to put it here, which is going to actually lower the case of the email subject, and it will find out if there is the this string, overdue need IT task. So that is the title of our whenever we are going to send the email, it will have this one, overdue need IT task, the subject. If I go here, okay, overdue need IT, this is a subject. So if you're receiving an email, it's going to take the subject and look for this text. If this text is existing one in the subject, is going to return true. And as it is case sensitive, that's why we have here the lowercase, the first part of the code. And then we are going to find out if this string is existing one in the subject subject level or not. So why we need to do that? Because let's say we have 15 inbound email action, and each one will have different title. So this is the one of the way to find out this is the right inbound email action that we have to choose. Okay, so I'm going to reply from my email, but I can have like 5 different type of email notifications sent with 5 different subject. Not only just overdue need IT task, I can have close the task, I can have due soon, something like this. So each one of them can have their own proper inbound email action. So this is the way how you can differentiate in between them. So make sure that the title contain this overdue need IT task, and also it's a reply. And another thing is going to happen as well, whenever the email we are receiving the email, ServiceNow will find out if there is any watermark. So I will show you that a little bit later. So that's another condition need to be true as well. So it's going to find out for which record we are working on, so it can find the record. It's also going to find who is the sender and try to impersonate. That's another thing. There's like 4 different things is happening when the email. So there are much more things, but it's going to, these are the condition in order to run. So the reply and this condition in order to run this specific inbound email action. So what action I have to take here is take the text from the email text body and then copy it in the record. Okay, that thing I have it here. It's a very simple code. Okay, I'm going to, okay, current work notes. So the work notes will have the body text of the email. It will, and then we are going to update it. So this one should be active and this one also checked. So we don't need to put any other information. So I'm going to submit. Great. So we have created our notification. We have created our inbound email action. Now it's time to test if the email is going to be sent or not. Okay. So what we are going to do is, first of all, is to create, I'm going to work on a different record. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this one because I don't want to have 2 events generator and then also 2 emails sent. So I'm going to work on only one record. So this is going to be the record which will be ending with the number 008. So I'm going to choose, okay, so it's going to be assigned to me. So as you can see here, I have my personal Gmail account and I'm going to put it in the past. I'm going to put test notification. Okay, put that thing into critical, for example, and I'm going to submit. Okay, this is the record where we are going to work on, and what we are going to do now is we are going to run the schedule script. So this script is only run every day at 5 o'clock. So I'm going to run just directly right now, so in order to have to see if there is an email will be sent from here or not. So I'm going to click on execute now. So I have no information like something happened. Okay, in order to find out, you have to a little bit explore here. So you have to go, for example, to application log to see if there is something happened for the specific record we have created. So we have created a record 008 and there is something here. So at this time, just 2 minutes before 12 o'clock, 2 minutes. And there is another way as well. You can type outbound, sorry, and then look for in the outbox if there is anything. There is nothing, but in the sent box I have already something at 12 o'clock 2 minutes. It's the email is sent to my personal email as well to Beth, and you can see it at example.com, so it's not necessary to look, but it's working. There is an email sent to my email at this time. So if I click here, I have the created time, it's processed, it shows as sent, I have the subject, I have who is the recipient, the entire body of the email, and some other information, and I can view here the HTML body. Okay, and this is exactly the watermark. This is the unique identifier of the email, and it will help us to, if I get a reply, so this email is sent to me and I'm going to reply, and the email will have the in the email body will have this identifier, unique identifier, the watermark. So that's how we can find out on which record we are working on. So it's, imagine we are sending 15 email, and 15 email they have their unique identification number. So that's how they can find out I'm going to update this specific record, not that one. So if you can see the difference. Okay, so now I'm going to just see if I received any email. That's kind of tricky because it takes really huge amount of time, sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours, or 5 minutes, but great, it works perfectly. So I was testing many times. So I've received already the email, so I'm going to click on the email. Sorry, so I have here the entire template, the watermark here, and now I'm going to reply. If I reply, whatever I'm going to reply, it should be automatically updated to that specific record we are talking about, this one, ending with the number 008. So when I'm going to send, you have to be aware that the email, when it's received by ServiceNow, is going to parse the email. It's parsing the email, is going to find out who is the sender, the email, is there any record number, if not, is there any watermark. This is the watermark. That's how we can find out we are going to work on this specific record. And how is this a reply, because when I'm going to click on reply, is going to have the prefix in the subject. That's how we can trigger the inbound email action, because we have the RE prefix, and as well if the subject has this specific overdue need IT task. Okay, so all this information are treated in order to find out if it's a reply or so on. So I'm going to click here, and then I put I will complete this task today. Okay, put here best Coptic. So I'm gonna put like this, and here this is a specific email. It's not the email that you are replying here. It should be dev your instance number at a different name here. So I already sent, so it's going to be this one at servicenow.com. Okay, so this is the one to whom we have to send. I will complete this task today best. So if I'm sending this email, you should automatically take this text, and then update it in this specific record. So I'm gonna send it. Okay, so it's sent. Now there is a way in ServiceNow to find out if the email is received. As I checked in the outbound, the system mailbox, I can check in the inbound. Okay, so I have an inbox here, so I have nothing, probably it's received. No, I have nothing. Okay, I received now. As you can see here, the recipient is this number user ID I have already and you can see the subject, and we have the RE, which is going to say this the reply, and I received. Okay, now it's the time to see if there is something happen to the record. What I want is to have also the I would say update need I to record on reply. I have received a reply from my email, so it should update the text that we have put here. I will complete this task today. So I'm going to check my record, click here. So I have my record. Let's see if there is something. As you can see here, I will complete this task today dot best Karthik. So I have for my record with the number 008, it automatically updated the text that we have in the email. So it's kind of replacement. It's kind of simulating what is happening in between email exchanges, and it's just taking the information, putting here. We can view that in this way as well. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you like it. Bye.